It's halftime of the Cowboy game, and they are losing 17-10 to the Houston Texans. Matt, a really ugly first quarter all the way around.
Yeah.
Houston's pretty vulnerable as far as going to get that game. They haven't played well, I don't think, defensively, but the Cowboys can only manage 10 points. We finally saw a miss from Brandon Aubrey, and it's just some weird S happening at AT&T Stadium today.
Yeah, and to answer your question, it's because my laptop is a lot like the Cowboys, especially run defense. And, you know, it felt like Houston was going to put this thing to bed in the first quarter, and you just kind of wonder if C.J. Stroud makes a good throw on that interception, it's probably 21-0 at the end of the first quarter, and that's good night. Now the question becomes, can the Cowboys, who once again in the first half at home faced a double-digit deficit, can they find a way to score enough to get in this thing? And you wonder, defensively, it feels like in the second quarter they've done a little better. Stroud looks uncomfortable with a lot of the pressure. Micah's been in the backfield a lot. We've seen some okay plays from the Cowboys defense, but you just kind of wonder, will the offense be able to get them 10 more points?
That's a good question. And can the defense hold up to keep Houston out of the off the scoreboard in the second half? It almost kind of mirrors what happened last week against Philadelphia, where the defense, I thought, played a lot better last week than they have, but they have limited Houston after that first quarter to only 17 points. Boy, it looked like it was going to be just one of those nights, first play when Nico Collins goes all the way for a touchdown, but it's called back because of an illegal man downfield. I mean, they still get down and score, but it just looked like, man, it is going to be one of those nights. Yeah. So props to the defense for getting a little stout in the second quarter. This offense has found a little bit of legs. Cooper Rush, we just said it was impossible for him to be as bad as he was last week, and that is the case. He's 15 of 27 for 172 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, which looked like he and CeeDee Lamb just weren't on the same page. It's hard to know who's at fault on that play. It looked like he wanted CD to go to the inside. CD just turned around and boom, he throws it right to the Houston Texan. So that's one of those things where you have mass confusion. But, man, overall, the Cowboys have a chance, and that's all you can ask for. You just cross your fingers about the third quarter, which has been the bugaboo for Dallas all year long. And you're saying if they can get the ball and go down and score, maybe they can get some better body language. They don't think that it's going sideways like it's been going in the third quarter every single game. So there's some hope. It's just a little glimmer of hope in this game against Houston.
Yeah, it's weird that Aubrey misses a field goal because his foot slips when he plants, which is just strange. And it just feels like, man, are they just cursed at home? Because otherwise it's 17-13 and you get the ball. The Cowboys get the ball to start the second half. Maybe that helps to offset some of the problems they've had in the third quarter where, they're being outscored by 60 points in third quarters this year, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But you look at this and you just kind of wonder, they had the great play where Turpin just turned that DB inside out. And
that looked like Devontae Adams off the line of scrimmage. What a wonderful route.
That was
Devontae
awesome.
Turpin.
And that was 64 yards. Outside of that, it's been pretty pedestrian, and they can't run.
Right, they can't.
And they're trying to feature Dowdle, 8 for 18 yards. As a team, they're averaging 3.3. And I just kind of wonder, man, because when you look at this, Houston's thrown it 20 times. Joe Mixon only has 11 carries, but 71 yards. 45 on that came on that first drive where he went right up the middle, basically untouched. They're averaging almost 6 yards an attempt on the ground, and I kind of wonder, will they look at that and go, okay, let's get back to hammering Joe Mixon and seeing if he can break a couple.
Hey, they're going to have to fire Bones Fossil.
The fake punts are, I mean, what
the hell was
doing?
that? What the hell? I just don't understand it. And even like immediately afterwards, McCarthy's looking at Bones like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah.
They even had to use a timeout because they had 12 men on the field. That was the extra point. No. That was the field goal attempt.
Yeah, it was a defensive 12 man.
Yes, they had 12 men on the field. They had to burn a timeout. You go to the sideline, and he's pointing to his chest. Yeah, we know it's your bad, bro. Like, it's one of those things to where we said this on the show, that if you put up a fight and you lose against Houston, I don't think that's such a bad thing because Houston is a good team. I just think this game is so winnable tonight because Houston is not on their A game. And they've lost 3 out of 4.
Right.
They're not playing well. They're in a bad way. And you got to make sure that in the third quarter that's been haunting you this entire season, you keep the train on the rails. If you can do that, man, Houston is playing in a way that you can win this game even when the Cowboys aren't on their A game on their offense. I think defensively in the second quarter, they played really well. First quarter they didn't, second quarter they did, so now they're going to have to make sure that they continue to play well throughout the game to give this offense a chance to see if they can get to 20 points or 24 or 27. I just don't think Houston's going to be held scoreless in the second half,
I don't either.
But you got to make sure that you put the ball in the end zone.
And there's been a couple of plays, again, we've talked about this before. It feels like these teams, whenever it's close, that it's more of what they're not doing than what the Cowboys are doing. Now, again, to be fair, I do think they're getting a lot of pressure on Stroud, and he looks a little uncomfortable in the pocket. A lot of that is Micah. Micah's been back there time and time and time again tonight. So if they can maintain that pressure, maybe make them make another mistake. I like the Cowboys' chances to stay within 7 on this thing. Are they going to win the game? I don't know. But at least, please, let's have a third quarter like a normal football team. Please.
And that's what you asked for today.
Yeah,
for it to
just
look
a
like
normal
a normal
game.
football game.
Even if it's ugly, just a normal game where you're not getting blown out.
And
please.
It feels like that's what's happening right now in the first half. Don't forget that the postgame show will be streaming only. So on the platform that you are on right now will be the postgame show. We will be able to take phone calls on the postgame show. Just make sure you tune in after the game. The Cowboys are within a touchdown of the Texans. It's 17-10. We'll be back for the postgame show right here, so enjoy the second half. Pray for the Cowboys. Pray for AT&T Stadium, and pray for Matt's laptop. All 3. Those are the top 3 on your list, and we'll be back for the postgame show right here on these platforms.
See you then.